How's it, guys? Welcome. My name is Sam, and today I'm going to talk about the elements and the cardinal directions and how we use them in a spiritual practice. So if you're interested, please check out the rest of this video. Remember, you can also check out my OnlyFans, where I have this and a whole bunch of other videos, including nude yoga. You can also find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Let's jump in. Using the elements and the directions is very, very popular in a lot of ancient traditions. It is found in Ayurveda, in Native American cultures, in Celtic cultures, in some shamanic practices. A lot of the roots of our spiritual practices has this in some way. They are not all used the same. Some of them use 4 directions, some of them use 7 or 6 directions. But what they all have in common is a reverence for these elements and for the directions. And in this video, I'm going to focus on the 4 main directions, the 4 cardinal directions, which is north, east, south, and west. And the elements that go with that is earth, air, fire, and water. I'm going clockwise for me, so it should be reversed for you. Some people use it in a different way. They link different elements to different directions. I like to do it in this way because it makes sense in my head, and this is how someone taught me to do it. Apparently, this is how people in the northern hemisphere should do it, and people in the south should do it in another way. I don't think it really matters. In my mind, these are, like everything, it is a way for us to just understand ourselves better. I think that there is one creator, one source, one cosmic vibration that holds everything together and that creates everything, and that is the father of everything. But that is so vast and complex for us to understand. And I think that is why we started segmenting it for us to be able to focus on it. Similar in some religions, how they have many different gods for many different things. They all come together to form the one creator, the one source. And I think of the elements and the directions in the same way. Each of them represent a different part of life and a different part of ourselves. And when you think about the elements and the directions a little bit, it is not hard to kind of figure out what they might represent. We even use them in our day-to-day language. We will say, I'm feeling heavy, which is an earth sensation. Or when your mind is scattered, it is like the wind, it is air. Or when you have a fire in your belly or you're passionate, that is the fire element. And when you're feeling very gentle and fluid and emotional, that is the water element. So it is kind of obvious once you begin to understand it better. And again, I just want to reiterate, this is how I use it. Some people will disagree with me, and that is okay. I don't really mind. This makes sense for me. And ultimately, I think it doesn't really matter. In the same way that there are many different religions, and I believe they all lead to the same place, it really doesn't matter how you make use of this kind of work with the elements and the directions, as long as you feel the reverence and feel the connection that it inspires. So if you like, you can create an altar for yourself that you can put up for a meditation or just keep up in your home. And you angle the altar so that it lines up with the actual directions of the planet. And north, as I said, is the earth element, so you can pick anything that represents earth. East is the air element, which is anything that's always a little bit tricky for me to represent on an altar, so I usually go with a feather or something like that that makes me think of air. South is fire, which is obvious. You can use a candle or anything like that. And then west is water. Again, rather obvious to represent, whether you use a shell from the ocean or a bowl of water. But you also don't have to have an altar. You can just use this as a way of praying. So this is a wonderful way. If you do have a meditation practice or any kind of spiritual practice, you can use this to set the scene, to just tap in, to just tune in, to start off your practice. It helps you to focus, and it also helps you to connect with the deities and the elements that we are calling upon. Something else that you can include is to turn your body to face to the direction that you are working with in that moment. I don't always do that, and I'm not going to do it now just for the sake of the camera, but if you feel called to do that, you're welcome to do that as well. So, if you're going to be moving around, you're welcome to stay standing, or you can also find a comfortable seat. As always, back straight, heart open, eyes looking up to the space between your eyebrows, and you can close your eyes and begin to settle into your breath. And we'll start by calling in the guardian spirits of the East, of air, we're calling on the winged ones, falcon, sparrow, and eagle. Come and be with us and imbue us with your energy of new beginnings, of spring, of taking flight, of freedom, of creativity and sunrise. Help us rejoice in the fact that the sun always comes up again, and with every door that closes, there is a new one that opens. Thank you for being with us, guardians of the East. Aho. And now we're calling in the guardians of the South, of fire and summer, the sure-footed ones, of paw and hoof, cougar, lion, stag. Come and be with us. Come and imbue us with your energies of fire, of will, of play, of passion, of summer, of freedom. Remind us that we are strong, that we are powerful, and that we have the power inside us to do whatever we need. Thank you for being with us, guardians of the South. Aho. And now we're calling in the guardians of the West, of water, of autumn, and of sunset. The ones that swim, dolphin, penguin, whale, shark, and frog. Thank you for being with us. Come and imbue us with your energy of flow, of ease, of emotions, of love, of care. Help us move through emotions with flow and not get stuck in anger or fear or resentment. Help us move through that. Help us be playful in the way that you are playful, and help us understand that waves come and go, but that the ocean still remains. Thank you for being with us, guardians of the West. Aho. And finally, we're calling in the guardians of the North, of midnight, of winter, and earth. The wise ones, bear, owl, and bat. Come and imbue us with your energies of stillness, of grounding and rooting, of wisdom, of nourishment, of safety, and of stillness. Help us remember that it is okay for us to take a break. Help us remember that it is good for us to take time to take care of ourselves, to take time to rest. And help us remember that we have the capacity to have different perspectives, to be able to see in the dark when we feel we can't move forward. Help us remember that we are protected, that we are not alone, and that we don't have to rush. We don't have to rush all the time. We can take our time and be still and have faith. Thank you for being with us, Guardians of the North. Aho. Now you can sit for a moment and just let this wash over you. Welcome any images, thoughts, ideas, or sensations and feelings that you have. And when you are ready, you can open up your eyes. Now, as I said, this is a wonderful way. You can probably feel it. You feel ready now. You just feel ready. You feel connected. You feel grounded. I like to do this before I have a prayer, or if I'm going to do a tarot reading or work with a client. This is a wonderful way just to tune in, bring everything back in. But this is also a wonderful way to just tune in and get ready to go do the thing that you want to do. Thank you so much for watching this video and for taking the time to be with yourself. Please remember that, I'm putting these videos out for free on YouTube, and I love sharing this with you guys. And what you can do as a thank you is simply liking and subscribing and sharing this. It won't cost you a thing, but it will mean the world for me and help me so much. I love you guys. And remember, you can also find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on OnlyFans for this and nude yoga. All of the links will be below in the description. Thank you. I love you. Namaste.